The Miami Heat's improbable NBA championship run fell short. The Denver Nuggets were simply too much to overcome. The Miami Heat were only a few wins away from winning a championship, and you know the Heat will not be satisfied with just getting there. Pat Riley may be ready to pull the trigger on a blockbuster offseason trade. When talking about where Miami goes from here following their loss on the Hoop Collective podcast, ESPN's Brian Windhorst claimed that the Heat are keeping an eye on several star players who could become available this summer. They have draft picks at their disposal, and they potentially have tradable contracts. And I think they're going to go hunting for a star, Windhorst stated. Windhorst went on to say, I don't know if they'll get one. I don't know if it'll break their way. There's other teams out there interested in it, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you who it is because I'll get aggregated. But there are players they're keeping an eye on, especially if a player says, hey, send me to Miami. They have the 18th pick in the draft. Not that that's super interesting. I don't think they can beat all comers on a star trade, but if a player says, send me to Miami in the next 2 weeks, they are not in the worst position of all time to make it, close quote. What's going on, everyone? It is Luca here, back with another video. In this one, I'm going to be talking about the Miami Heat's offseason and why I believe they're about to make a big move. If you guys are going to be a solid favor, please hit a like on the video. It does help it a ton. And please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. I will be posting more Heat offseason content all summer long, so you definitely don't want to miss out on a future upload. Now, one name that has already been linked to Miami is Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal and the Washington Wizards intend to work together to find a trade that could send the three-time All-Star guard to a contender, and the Miami Heat are expected to be in the mix, sources told ESPN and The Athletic. You look at Bradley Beal, he is 29 years old. He is owed $46.7 million next season and more than $160 million in the 3 years after that. He will make $57.1 million when he is 33 years old. For as great of a player Bradley Beal is, the knock on him is that his contract sucks. Now, part of Beal's contract does include a no-trade clause, which gives him say of where he is traded. According to ESPN, the clause gives him the ability to control not only possible destinations, but also how a potential package to acquire Beal impacts his ability to play for a contender elsewhere. Basically, what this means is that Bradley Beal can help keep the price to acquire him down so that he can join a team capable of contending. As ESPN's Brian Windhorst said Wednesday, if Bradley Beal gets traded between now and next Thursday, I think people are going to be very surprised at the price and potentially how low it's going to be because the contract is not attractive, close quote. An example of this that has been outlined is the Heat packaging together the expiring deals of Kyle Lowry, who's making $29.6 million, and Victor Oladipo, who's making $9.5 million, plus either Caleb Martin at $6.8 million or Nikola Jovic at $2.3 million, and a Highsmith, who's making $1.9 million, which would create enough salary to match Beal's incoming contract. Another option could be Tyler Hero's $27 million and Duncan Robinson's $18.1 million, but I doubt Miami would give up both of them for Bradley Beal. Now, another interesting part about this is that the Heat have a working relationship with Bradley Beal's agent, Mark Bartlestein, who helped facilitate the sign and trade that brought Kyle Lowry to Miami 2 summers ago. The Heat have been linked to Beal in the past, but this is the first indication in Bradley Beal's 11 seasons with the Wizards that Washington will actually consider moving him. Of course, the Washington Wizards never really put it out there that they would consider a Bradley Beal trade, but the Washington Wizards are probably looking at themselves and saying, let's not keep this up for much longer. I think it's time for that franchise to definitely go the other way and rebuild, and a guy like Bradley Beal would make a lot of sense on contending teams, especially for this Miami Heat team, as a trio of Beal, Jimmy Butler, and Bam Adebayo could be enough for Miami to finally get over the top and win a championship. Remember, the Heat are not satisfied of just getting to the NBA Finals. This is a team that wants to win a championship. They've come close the last couple of seasons, but they just need to do something that gets them over the top. Now, where things get really interesting is that there's actually a pathway for the Heat to get both stars of Bradley Beal and another name who has been linked to Miami recently, Damian Lillard. If Damian Lillard and Portland finally decide to part ways, the that he could theoretically have enough matching salary and assets to get something done for him as well. Now, such a blockbuster offseason for Miami would result in an incredibly expensive luxury tax bill going forward, minimum of $193 million in payroll, plus a tax bill of $90 million next season per the Miami Herald. But of course, that would be worth it if you got both Bradley Beal and Damian Lillard on your team. I mean, if Miami somehow pulled that off and all of a sudden they had a core of Beal, Lillard, Adebayo, and Butler, they would be the clear favorites in the East. Now, Kyrie Irving has some level of interest in joining the Miami Heat as well, but the Heat would prefer to go after Damian Lillard or Bradley Beal. This is per Ira Winderman. However, the Blazers aren't interested in trading Damian Lillard right now, per Brian Windhorst, but you never know, things could change. It's more likely at this point that the Miami Heat make a big splash for Bradley Beal. And I think the Heat need to get aggressive here and pull the trigger to land a big star. Bradley Beal, for example, would be a perfect fit. As we saw, for as great as their finals run was, the Heat fell short and they lacked offense late in games. Having another veteran go-to scorer like Bradley Beal alongside Jimmy Butler would have made all the difference in the world. The Heat role players struggled in the finals and couldn't do enough. That's why the Heat couldn't keep up with the Nuggets. But imagine if the Heat had a Bradley Beal to go to late in games to help Butler. We could have very well been calling the Miami Heat NBA champions right now. This is not the time for the Heat to pack it in and start over. They are so close to being a heavyweight in the East and winning a championship, so they need to go all in with this group. I do expect the Heat to make an aggressive push towards Beal because that's a move that would make Miami a legitimate contender. The Heat also need a true center, which is something I also expect them to address. We know Pat Riley and company are no strangers to getting aggressive when it comes to winning championships. Having failed to win the title in the 2020 NBA Finals and now the 2023 NBA Finals, it's clear that the Miami Heat are one big move away from possibly getting over the top. This might be the summer where the Heat make another big splash. Stay tuned, Heat fans. I think the Heat have a trick up their sleeve and something big could be coming. What are your thoughts about this? Heat fans, would you want to see the Heat get Beal or Dame? Let me know your full thoughts in the comment section down below, and we will see if the Miami Heat do get aggressive and ultimately pull something off. Let me know your thoughts down below, guys. Again, hit a like on the video, it helps it a ton. And please subscribe to the channel for more NBA and Heat content all summer long. That is it for me. This is Lucas signing off. As always, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you all again in the next video.